It's like, okay, Ben, you know what, bro? You fucking sold me on this fight. It's because of that.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Cats with Tin Hats, a podcast where we talk about movies and conspiracies. This week's movie was Independence Day. This is Oliver.
Wyatt.
And Tucker.
And like always, before we get into it, general impressions, what do you think of the movie?
It was my first... Yeah, go on.
Because why is your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time seeing this, and I wasn't expecting it to be at all like any action sequences or like anything like that. Like, I didn't even know what to expect. I thought it would be more like, alien touchdown on Earth and like the FBI got it and there's testing. Like, I wasn't expecting it to kind of actually be kind of sweet. Like, fell asleep, but it's alright. Fell asleep like, maybe an hour and a half in. not because it was boring, but it's because you get comfy, you're laying on the couch, you or like a bear, like, all curled up and like, got all my windows open, so it's nice and cold in my house, and it's just like, but I'm warm, and I just had bacon and some raspberries for breakfast, and then it was just like, fuck, you know what? Close my eyes for 2 seconds and wake up, and it's just like, oh shit, 20 minutes left in the movie. Still a solid movie, though. Still solid. Yeah, fucking... You know what? Fucking Will Smith, fucking... Let's go. Man. Kind of reminded me of Top Gun a little bit. Like, this guy like Top Gun with aliens.
I still haven't seen Top Gun.
Neither have I, but I'm just assuming. Just like how him and Buddy,
yeah,
how they had that, like him and like how like I'm like, oh, that guy's like Moose, but I don't know what Moose. Again, I don't know what Moose guys or not. Maybe that's one movie we should watch. But
Goose?
Is it Moose or Goose?
Goose.
Goose. See, I don't even know. I was close.
That's a Canadian Top Gun.
That's Canadian. Well, Goose could be also Canadian Top Gun.
True. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best shit I've ever heard.
But yeah, so it was a solid movie in my eyes. I give it 3 star ships out of 4.
Nice. That's actually a pretty good rating system.
Right?
I mean, I've seen this movie a bunch of times, but I saw it when I was younger. So I had, I kind of forgot about it. I didn't remember a lot, but this viewing, I was like, oh, okay. I gotta sit down and watch it. Okay, it's gonna happen. And then it got difficult to sit down and watch it. And then I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's a pretty good movie.
Right.
You know? There's so many quotable lines from this movie that are just so stuck in pop culture. Yeah. So many scenes that you see at freaking, in front of your movies as a kid, like watching it, and then they're like, the big explosion of the White House and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's just such a... There's so many quotable movies. There's so much here. Like, I think it was a really well done movie, and the effects even stand up to today's standard as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
it was pretty well done effects wise.
That's the perks of doing everything practical.
Honestly.
Yeah, all with miniatures.
Yeah. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, because I think with this movie, I'm in the same boat as you. I forced myself to watch it at midnight last night. I was like, I gotta do it. Hit play. And then as soon as the opening title sequence was, I'm like, this is obnoxious. This is so loud. And then it kicks in, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how good it was. No, this is fun. Because I think the last time I watched this was before I went to the cinema to watch Independence Day Resurgence.
Yikes! Actually, I haven't seen that one either. So I'm assuming
you are correct. You are correct, and you're
because I was going to watch it afterwards, but then I was like, oh well,
it would have been a bad time.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I can either do that or play Skyrim. And I decided to play Skyrim.
I have never played Skyrim, and I also haven't seen Resurgence. Because for me, my thought was it's like, okay, it's not my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
But also, I seen it when I was younger. In bits and pieces, maybe earlier on, but I was like, I don't know enough. I'm not going to go see the second one, and whatever. And then now it's like, this is actually kind of a fire movie. Yeah. I'm actually genuinely surprised with how much I was like, you know what? And it happens every time we do this podcast where I'm like, I kind of want to rewatch it. Every movie so far has been like that for me.
Fair enough, man.
I don't know why. I'm going to go shut that door. Because I can hear the The car's going.
Well, I guess
Sounds like we're at Area 51.
We're at Area 52 because we can't afford Area 51.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell them.
So while Tucker shuts the door, I'll just throw out some facts. This movie won one Oscar, was nominated for another one, won it for Best Visual Effects,
Oh, really?
nominated for Best Sound. Directed by Roland Emmerich, who also directed most recently Midway, Day After Tomorrow,
Okay.
and then Independence Day Resurgence. Starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Mary McDonald, Judd Hirsch, Randy Quaid,
Sorry, guys.
and a bunch of
Oh, fill it up right here, bro.
I didn't want to use your guys'
So we can agree, decked out cast.
You know what, man? The amount of people in this movie, and then the amount of people that like you're like, oh, and I see this every movie pretty much where it's like there's like, oh, you got your Will Smith, your Jeff Goldblum, and then your Bill Pullman, and then it's like, oh, what? You're in this movie? Oh my god! But it happened. I don't know. That's how I feel about this thing.
Because even Adam Baldwin, like Hollywood's army guy,
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal Jacket, he's in it. Chuck, he's in it. He's a go-to army guy. He's in everything, pretty much.
When you got it, I guess. You got it.
Well, I guess when we go into this story, before we go into that, I've noticed whilst editing all these podcasts, I make really absurd comparisons to movies.
Like what?
Well, like with Godzilla to Fire in the Sky and stuff like that. I've got another weird one here.
Right.
This has almost the same thematic structure as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What do you mean?
3 separate days, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
Okay.
And separate stories combining
Yeah.
into one.
Okay. Okay.
Damn, boy! Yo, let's go. This is what you subscribe for, baby.
Quentin, we see what you're doing. Well, he does. They do. I don't, but...
We were just told about it.
Yeah.
Because I was watching it, I was like, it starts off with June 2nd. I'm like, wait, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, second, third, is this?
Because it happens on Independence Day. Oh my god! Sorry. Why not Canada Day? What the fuck
We will
run
not
July
go
1st?
into the dark. This will be our Independence Day. Let's go kill some aliens every time.
Has to be the best monologue in any movie.
I wrote down
It's a solid one.
Yeah.
It's such a freaking big speech. Like, I love that when he goes, "We will not go quietly into the dark." I'm like, yeah, we won't. Wait, I'm
Was
Canadian.
it you who wanted to do it in school? Or who was... Somebody from our class I thought wanted to do it.
I mentioned it,
Or yeah, maybe...
but I don't know if I was the one who said outright I wanted to do it.
Maybe, okay.
Such a fire monologue.
But I will also say this. Watching this monologue this time, I couldn't help but finding it slightly amusing. Only because 2 or 3 days ago, before watching this, I watched Newsies with Christian Bale, and Bill Pullman is a reporter and everything, giving everyone hope. I'm like, oh, it's the same.
But it's...
Same, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
But yeah, let's get into, let's break it down.
Oh yeah, July 2nd, and we are opening with the moon landing. We see like the flag in the moon and the big plaque that's like, we came here in solidarity. We are definitely gonna have to talk about the moon landing in another ep. Right?
Another epi? Yeah.
Might have to do it.
Maybe in the little...
Might have to do like a Kubrick movie for that, and do like
What about the one with Ron Weasley and Hellboy?
Moonwalkers
Yeah.
or whatever. That's such a weird movie, but it's really good. Moon landing. We talk about it. We'll talk about it in another episode. But then we get this we cut to this shot that is straight out of Star Wars, and it gets to the thing that I noticed the most about this movie. The amount of references to other movies about space and aliens, specifically Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg and Kubrick references, whether it's set pieces or uploading viruses into the aliens with the Hello Dave, which is a direct thing from 2001: A Space Odyssey to
Oh, really?
to taking things from we're gonna go whoop ET's ass in the conference room,
Right, yeah.
or when freaking Will Smith, my favorite part, when he punches that alien in the face and goes,
That's great.
"Welcome to Earth." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "You Will Smith," and then he goes. And then he grabs his cigar and he goes for his victory dance.
Yeah.
And he's like, he lights it up and he goes, "Now that's what I call a close encounter."
Yeah.
And it's like,
Right.
we're going to go after, oh my God. And then, it's just all over this place. Like Area 51 looks like all this stuff is very like, we're referencing a lot of the movies that came before and around the time period.
There's also another one that I never noticed until rewatching it last time. And I think that's because of my hype for Godzilla vs. King Kong. That's when Will Smith's kid is playing around with a little toy and it's fucking Mecha King Ghidorah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? Kind of want that toy. I'm not going to lie, I want that toy.
Oh, man. No. But, I mean, so we go from that Star Wars opening into, like, then we cut into, like, the extraterrestrial research facility where it's the end of the world as we know it is playing. And it's like, all right, we're setting this up real quick. Let's go. And they catch a signal from the moon.
Yeah, but it's like right away, it's like, yep, the world's ending.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the plot of the movie, everyone. The world's going to end.
It's like I was saying, it takes an hour to set up the second hour that's in this movie, but also they just lay it plain out for you in like the first 2 minutes. They're like, all right, guys, world's ending.
They got 25 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like...
I don't know why. For some reason I thought... Because like when Jeff Goldblum says, like, because he was the president, right? So I think we got 25 minutes exactly until the end of the world. For some reason, I don't know why, I thought the movie all took place within 25 minutes. I don't know if that's a different movie, or if it's me being insane.
I think a lot of movies have those tropes where it's like the countdown to the end of the world and it's just that time.
But like I do, but that was kind of, yeah, sorry.
Because was it 2012 that did that?
Maybe.
As well?
I haven't seen 2012.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Dude, there's so many movies about the end of the world, and that's such a part of it where it's like countdown.
Right?
It's such a huge part of it.
Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted.
That's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to talk about freaking the moon
is the
being
end.
fake and all that stuff. That's gonna be another video. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that one. But yeah, we catch signal from the moon, and we pretty much smash cut to everybody getting the word that they've got this signal.
Yeah.
Right. We smash cut to the Pentagon getting it, and then finally. We got to the Secretary of Defense getting the call, but it's like a cut right to Bill Pullman, and he's on the phone, and you're like, oh, he's getting the news, but he's talking to somebody else,
right.
And I'm like, what a phone cut. I forget who he was talking
He was talking to his wife.
I thought, okay, yeah, for sure. And then the whole time during this, where they're talking, I'm like, I didn't know if it was actually filmed in the White House. I can't find it. I was trying to Google it before we went live, but
If not, the set design is
it's
spectacular.
Like it's weird. I did a tour in LA of like Warner Brothers, and in their set they have like a whole Oval Office set that you can go sit on. I used to have it on my Instagram, but it was like it was from The West Wing, like the TV show, right? And they had it all set up, and you could go sit in what looked like the Oval Office. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But like, I mean, the set deck on. Pretty much all the art design in this movie is really well done. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
I think before we continue, I just want to say the characterization and the setup for the key players of this movie is done in the first 20 seconds of each character introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you have Bill Pullman, the president, how he walks, how he stands, how he holds himself. It's like, yeah, confident guy, he's a leader. Background noise. Yeah, he's too young to be president. We don't trust him. Oh, he's a war hero, but is he our hero? Yeah. But he just has that, I don't give a shit attitude. I know what I'm doing. I'm in power. That comes through. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to jump to the other three players, if that's going to...
Oh, I'm good. You jump to it, and I have to give the biggest shout out after you jump to the next person.
Okay. So then the next key player of this film is Jeff Goldblum. And his introduction is he's playing chess with his dad, but he's constantly talking about environmentalism and smoking and everything, and it just goes to show that he's a very what's the word? He doesn't really tackle one problem at a time. He takes everything into perspective. So if he's making a move here, he's thinking about something over here. He's right away. It shows, he's a big picture kind of person.
Yeah, like scatterbrained, but very like
but it's scatterbrained for a reason. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about how I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys. My favorite freaking character in this entire movie is his dad. Mm-hmm. He is hilarious.
Yeah.
He is sitting here for the audience because he walks in, he's like talking to Jeff Goldblum, and it's like, okay, Jeff Goldblum, what the hell are you talking about? And then he's like, yes. And then you're like, oh, thank you, Dad, for asking your son.
Yeah.
Or
great guy.
Tell me I'm wrong. Right, but have you guys watched, like, when you watch Jeff Goldblum and he's sitting and he's thinking, I don't know if this is like a character choice for a lot of his characters or if it's just him. If you go back to a lot of the scenes in Jurassic Park or this movie when they're sitting at the chess table, he sits and he goes like this and he rubs the top of his hand.
Oh, yeah.
He does that a lot in interviews too, where he's just constantly
like he's just rubbing the top of his hand. I noticed it because I'm like, he does that in Jurassic Park too a lot.
I wonder if that's like maybe like his way of like being like if he's like a little bit nervous, he's like, okay, like he was grounding himself, like, okay, like we're all good, like, you know, maybe that's the way of him just like calming his nerves.
Yeah, I noticed it, right?
Because he does seem like a guy who's very energetic too, so maybe he just needs to do something with something, and if it's, you know, shaking the legs too freaking, I know a lot of people get fucking furious when the legs get shooken, so maybe just like it's just like a weird
like thing to help him out. But I was like, I've seen it so many times with him where I'm like, is that like a character choice or is that just him like trying to get himself chilled out, or is that actually what he does to be in, you know? So
fair enough, man.
But
I'd probably say I'm gonna lock it in. That's him trying to calm himself down.
I'm gonna lock in saying it's Jeff Goldblum being fabulous.
I'm gonna lock in a little bit of both. Jeff Goldblum being fabulous, like staying in the scene. Yeah. Let's go. Solved. Myth busted.
Man, but the guy, freaking his dad's great. I love when he opens the door and just has a shotgun. Oh, not even.
They said they were looting down here. Have they started yet? No, Dad.
This actor, what's his name? He's in Taxi.
I
can't believe I don't know his name, man.
I know. He's an old
Judd Hirsch.
John Hirsch?
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch.
Amazing. He did Taxi, and then when they did Man on the Moon, he was in that movie too.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's just like he's the way he plays this role as the dad is so spot on.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And like you said, he's like he plays it for us almost, right? Where it's like he's asking the questions. Where he's like, "Dad, you're a genius." I am. It's like he said whatever, and then Jeff Goldblum's like, and then it's like.
Yeah. And he's sitting there, and the best part is, even though the world is ending, he is still not done being a father. Yeah. That's the best part. He's like, pick yourself up. You're disgusting. He's like, Dad, the world's ending. He's like, come on. It's like, yeah. Come on, Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. But it's like, he plays it so well.
I think my favorite bit is when the attack on Area 51's happening, and he's got all the kids around there praying, goes, we're not Jewish. Well, that sucks for you. He just keeps going.
But we're not all Jewish. We can't all be great. My favorite line, what was it? Where he goes, awesome. My favorite is when they're all in the plane, which is coming up soon, and he's like, he's going on this ramble. And he's finally like, you can't do that, and it's America. And then he comes in, he's like, you know, that old Area 51 thing, you've had it since Roswell, and he's calling it back, and everybody's like, who let this guy on the plane? Am I right? Am I right, guys? Right? And then
Head of CIA.
he's like, actually, There is some truth to that. Everybody looks at him like, wait, are you joking? This guy's got it? It's like, you know what? Everybody has a dad to thank in this movie. Yeah. Because he gets it moving. He knows exactly what's going on. He helps Jeff Goldblum. Personally, I think he should get top billing. No, I'm kidding. But, anyway.
So then we have our next key player, Russell, played by Randy Quaid. As soon as he's introduced, he's in an airplane. He's flying so close to his son, who's just driving. Again, he's reckless, adventurous, highly skilled, clumsy, and fallible.
His son is a stand-in for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I'm putting it here.
Yeah.
And he's a stand-in. He looks identical to Keanu Reeves to me.
I thought it was him as soon as he turned his face, like, Keanu? No.
I thought it was
maybe his twin brother. Maybe Keanu had the twin brother we never knew about.
Keanu too.
Exactly.
Worst joke of the night.
Oh my gosh. You heard it here first. New conspiracy theories every day.
Every day.
That's Keanu Reeves' clone, guys. We're gonna do cloning in Keanu 2.
Or his alter ego.
Nice.
Maybe maybe Keanu Reeves is maybe Keanu is, everyone loves Keanu Reeves, right? So he has the alter ego everyone hates, and that's him. Keanu 2. Just saying, putting it out there. Very well could be wrong. I don't know. I'm drinking water.
So then Russell gets introduced. You've met your key players. Let's meet the villain. The mothership. Invisible, coming in, and just tons of tiny UFOs just come. Well, I say tiny, the size of entire cities. Just sent to cover the Earth.
Yeah, dick.
I think this is the 30-minute mark of the movie?
Yeah, and let's
was
talk...
it 30 minutes? I thought that was 10 minutes in.
When
the mothership came? Not quick. That was no way it was 30 minutes. Hold on, sorry. Right? Wasn't it 10 minutes in the movie?
No.
Oh, wow. So then it did fly by for me. Fuck, okay, never mind. Sorry, go on.
Let me see when...
No, it's fine.
While we're waiting for this, let's talk about the heavy drinking that is going on for Randy Quaid in this film.
Yeah.
There is heavy alcohol abuse.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay.
20 minutes.
So we were, in the middle. So, it's in the 90s.
Half and half.
It's so hard to talk about this movie because there's so much going on. There's 3 different stories, and then there's 5 different people in each story that all interconnect for the last hour of this movie. So apologies if it's really hard for you guys to understand or to follow, because this movie is just so... It's not a bad thing, but it's just the movie is so jam-packed with characters.
It's dense. It's very dense.
But it's such a thing for when people say you can't have too many characters in a movie. This is the classic, actually you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you write it right.
Well, I guess it's films like this have already paved the way for films like Avengers to finally happen. And Justice League to finally happen, and get great ensemble movies as well.
Yeah.
But then we meet the villain. Let's meet the hero. The everyman. The person you can be at home, Will Smith. Because I feel like that's what he was set up as. He was set up as hey, viewers watching, this is you. Mm-hmm. This is a power you have as an American. Mm-hmm. You can save the day. And that's Will Smith.
I feel like Will Smith, they jump a lot for me from scenes with Goldblum to Will Smith in this movie, and I think it's just to show you the polar opposites of the everyman who's fighting for his country compared to Jeff Goldblum, who is sitting there constantly in his brain working things out and trying to get things out, and it works out because it's Jeff Goldblum is constantly thinking about, okay, if I pick up the phone and put it over here, how does that affect this space over here? Whereas Will Smith is oh, whatever, let's do it, baby. And I'm all right, Will Smith, let's go.
Because there's a big environmental subplot that Goldblum has, where it's always focused on recycling, focused on a better tomorrow, a better this. And it just all comes to an end where it's the world's ending. No one needs to care about this. Chucked bottles everywhere. And because then that's when the shit really starts hitting the fan in this movie. Mm-hmm. Goldblum figures out that it's a countdown to the end, essentially. Mm. So he's off to grab his dad, go to the White House, say, hey, we need to evacuate. Will Smith's called to the army base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called, El Toro. The army base there, yeah. I mean, it's 20 minutes until we see Will Smith in this movie.
Yeah.
And that just shows you how jam-packed it is. Like, for one of your
He's top build.
Yeah, he's top build. I mean, like, for your top billing to be 20 minutes into this movie, pretty jam-packed full of characters and story that you need to get through. I mean, then we cut back. Jeff Goldblum, like, standing on top of his work. If you look in the background, he's situated in New York City. You can see the apartment that Ghostbusters, like, that's the, like,
you can see
what's her face?
Who is it?
Sigourney Weaver. Yeah. What's her name in that movie? But anyway,
you can see her. Like, you can see her apartment.
Her apartment there, because
cool.
It was all so. The top of it where Zool was. Dana Barrett. I knew it started with a D, but you can see her. What they used for B-roll for her apartment there.
Yeah, that's cool.
In the background. So it's pretty cool. I know they used some similar filming locations in this movie as Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, oh, wow. That is the Ghostbusters apartment. But,
that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, Will Smith, this is a perfect setup for an unlikely hero.
Yeah.
When, like, waking up and everybody thinks that, like, everybody in the house thinks it's an earthquake. And the kid comes in, he's like, I'm shooting aliens. I'm like...
and they're like, oh, it's aliens, and then it's like, then we go outside. Oh shit!
Yeah, he's staring in fear. Jasmine comes up, hugs him in fear, and the kid's just like pew 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 pew.
I'm like, dude, if I'm Will Smith, I'm like, kid, put that gun away before they start shooting at us. I'm scared. It's terrifying, but I mean, right away with these two characters. What's up, G?
Did you change the aquarium lights?
Yes, I did. So, I mean, like, into this movie, I mean, Will Smith heads out, but we see the struggle. He goes and he's getting in his car and he's driving off and getting the stuff. And right away, once he gets to El Toro, you can see the two differences of these characters.
Yeah.
One is with a struggle: will he marry his girlfriend or not? And Jeff Goldblum's struggle is trying to get to the White House to tell them what's wrong. And that's the first really... That's like 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes of this hour.
And it's also Jeff Goldblum. Because you got a good balance of the relationships. You got one debating whether to marry or not, and the other one going, do I fight for this or not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we are seeing pandemonium in the streets now because aliens have just showed up and like people are fighting,
partying on rooftops.
Yeah, all this stuff, right? And Jeff Goldblum shows up to his dad's house. His dad almost shoots him in the face. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But then we start driving, and we get to Washington, and it's like the streets are clear.
Yeah.
And I think the thing for that is the weirdest part is that after COVID, that doesn't seem so weird. I mean, like some of the shots there where it's just like an empty street. That would have been so eerie back then. But now it's just like
everyday norm. It's like,
it's so weird how like this pandemic has just made that like a thing where I watch it in a movie. I'm like, oh, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Huh. You know what I mean? It's so weird. But I mean, during this, we get, them, like, there's like a shot of news anchors and the dolly, and they show all of these news anchors in a row, and it's amazing. I mean, it's really cool. But
because then this is when they start to try and make contact with the aliens by using visual cues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
sending a helicopter up to it, I'm like,
bunch of floodlights.
You couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't.
How about $1 million? $1 million and 1 cent.
No.
$1 million and 2 cents.
Here's my question.
Not a chance.
We're in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
on top of the revolving diner building.
Quite Columba, you know.
Let's just tell everybody my fucking location where I live.
The UFO comes down, centered over the revolving diner there.
Yeah.
You see it.
Oh yeah.
What do?
Leave. I am
What?
leaving.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, honestly. Because again, like the part of me wants to say, "Oh man, I'll just look at it in shock and try to continue eating or whatever I'm doing." But also, it's like good chance. Yeah, it's probably like, if I don't leave, but if I'm now going realistic, yeah, it's probably like if I like TikToker. If that happens, and if I'm not down on fucking floor level in 5 seconds, I'm dead.
Here's the question. So you said you would finish. Would you leave a tip?
No.
Would you pay?
Yeah.
I
Would
would
you pay?
Honestly,
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I'd see because if they were calm, then okay, fine. You know, if my waiter was calm, if he or she was like super chill, you're getting a fucking 30% tip. Like I'm doing like I don't give a shit. But if they're freaking out, I'm like, okay, free meal, sick. Look around the other tables. Oh, who didn't finish what?
Well, he's up there. He's like,
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die fucking happy. It's a fucking belly full of food because God knows I am lacking on that.
See, I can see this. Why he's just like eating. His waist comes. Nice. All the cash in his wallet. Bam. Gets up. Goes to the 7-Eleven next door. Just takes all the drinks, beef jerky, snacks. Gets out. Sees an Evo. Bam. Open and just drives out.
You know what? Also very true. Because you know what? Not a good. I think that's not a terrible plan.
this sounds like a Scooby-Doo scheme. Where it's like, the hologram was projected from the top of the tower. Why? It's like, it was all to get a free meal. Meddling kids. I mean, no, that's scary. Not
It would be no. If is it like that mothership that was on Earth, like the big son of a bitch? Like if it's that, yeah, I'd probably be like, I'm out. But if it was like one of those like little dinky flying ones, like, ooh, what are you gonna do? Shoot me, sick, bro? Fucking try hitting me, bro? I'm like a fucking goddamn cat. Whoa, can't get me, bro.
Wyatt has all these like he has it like in his shirt like this. He's like,
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah,
Like,
Got like
I'm doing the kangaroo
stick out.
Yeah.
you know, Wyatt's doing zigzag technique in the street. Everybody's
I
like,
try, man. American Ninja Warrior.
here's a question.
Style.
This is a question. During COVID, everybody flipped out and started taking toilet paper. Does that happen now with aliens?
No,
Or
tinfoil.
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 Right, signs.
I think tinfoil.
I think,
Or, no, go on.
guys, unpopular opinion.
Hey, it might be the popular one though.
Twinkie. Twinkies.
You know there's someone out there like, oh man, Twinkies, they never go bad. And they can like survive forever. It's not a bad choice.
It's like canned food.
Yeah.
Canned food goes bad.
After
But-
like, X amount of years for
So
sure.
Twinkies over canned food is what you're saying.
Well, they're both very much not healthy.
Here's what you do. Seeds, bottled water.
Fair enough.
You just need your own poop to fertilize food.
I thought you were going to say to feed yourself, and I was going to get real skeptical here. I was like,
Eat the shit, what comes out goes in.
Yeah. Recycle everything.
Yeah.
how pissed are you? How pissed are you? You think the world is ending, right? Jeff Goldblum's like, hey guys, the world is going to end. So you resort to eating
Your own feces.
your own feces. You're like, fuck it, the world's ending, I'm eating it. They save the day, and you now have to live with yourself after eating a turd.
Would anyone know? Because if no one knew, then just brush your teeth numerous times, like drink a shit ton of probably fucking mouthwash, and throw everything up, and you might be okay.
And Pepsi Zero
Hey!
to wash that bad taste out of your mouth.
So I have a follow-up question. UFOs come.
Okay.
They're hovering over. The shadows looming over.
Yeah.
Day for night. You're looking out the window. You're like, oh, I'm terrified. But where are you? You're on the toilet. After a good $20 worth of Church's chicken is exiting. Do you finish and then leave, or do you leave and risk it?
Me being a human being, me being just a working adult, I would finish and then leave because
I thought you were going to say, I'm risking.
Yeah, no. I'm finishing because I'm never risking. Because if it's like, yeah, I'm not risking it for the biscuit.
No.
Not for that.
No, I have a...
That's my fear.
You got to think. You're running, right? You're running through the streets. You're going to be there for a while. You don't know. World's ending. This is a world-ending scenario.
Right.
Do you want to walk around with a poopy butt?
No.
Right? It's itchy, chafing, you smell,
Yeah.
it's all bad. When's the next time you're going to get a shower? Who knows?
When are you going to get pants?
Finish it, wipe it, maybe even wet wipe it if you need to.
Well, you know what?
Flushable, decomposable, all that good
Doesn't
stuff.
matter anymore. World's ending.
Fuck.
I'd still
fucking bag of them in the toilet.
I'm still flushing. I'm still doing the 3 flushes, like the flush first because I just take big shits. So I don't plug the toilet. Wipe, do the wipe, fucking flush, wipe again, flush, and then wipe again. Look, if it's fucking clean, we're good. Just keep on wiping until I'm clean, and then I'm out. Then it's spray myself cologne. I want to smell good. Okay, so you never know. I'm just like you never know. The aliens might like a good smelling guy, or you might see someone you like and say, "Oh my god, hey, like ready from aliens too?" I know. Oh, what's that? Oh,
together.
it's Versace. Yeah, and then you're running. Like I think that's that's me though.
So I guess it's safe to say that we're at the peak of this movie, the most popular scene of everything exploding from the White House to the Empire State Building to everything like that.
Mm-hmm. We have just... So Jeff Goldblum, what he has done is he's found out that they're using they're using our own satellites against us to essentially plot and talk to each other's ship to create a countdown to blow up all the major cities in the world. But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening. And now we start a countdown. And we're all stressed out. We're on, Air Force One. We just got taken on. Bill Pullman's wife, the president's wife, is in L.A. at a conference, which will tie in with Will Smith's thing. But, I mean, that's where we're at now. And then everything starts to blow up. And that is, it's like the most famous part of the movie. I mean... The White House explosion, the Empire State Building, everything happens. I mean, there is a sick shot of a dog jumping in front of an explosion. I don't care what anybody says, that's the sickest action movie thing I've ever seen in my life, where I'm like, yo.
That dog should be fucking first fucking
top billing.
Yo, that dog does his own stunts.
Dude,
Let's go.
Let's go. And he didn't even look at the explosion. He's a cool guy.
But I think he's also into Scientology.
Oh, shit. Tom, come on. Not the dogs. God damn it, Tom. You fucking rapscallion.
So, okay, you're in this moment. You see that giant ball of fire coming towards you. Because what I was thinking of, why are people running? You know it's going to get you.
Just try your best. You don't know, right? Duck.
Lights will guide.
Maybe duck. Because the fire's coming. Go duck. You're good. Heat raises.
All you have to do is go into a side hatch.
Where's that hatch? Push the... Oh, that one didn't help. I was going to push the slow person so then he burns first. That's not like it's going to fucking stop you from burning. It's not a zombie apocalypse.
I just thought of Rick Dalton standing there. He's like, is there any way we can turn this down? Is there any way we can turn this down?
It's a flamethrower.
It's a little too hot. It's in my face.
I guess after everything is said and done, after all the explosions, we then have the first firefight. Will Smith leading his crew.
Oh, yeah.
Flames are blazing.
Is a disaster. This is I mean, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we're getting into the firefight and, all this stuff. It's like, you watch this and it's like, everybody's done. And then we get Will Smith flying through Nevada and then absolutely wrecks this aircraft. It's insane. It's the sickest maneuver I've ever seen.
Second sickest for me.
Besides for the inverted bird that's in Top Gun.
I haven't seen Top Gun yet. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen Top Gun. So, but still, it's second because you can't go wrong with the Millennium Falcon. Just
What about Top Gun Maverick when he's actually flying the Harrier jet?
I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick.
It's in the trailer. Like Tom Cruise is actually flying the jet.
Like, does he actually fly?
Yeah.
That's cool. Because right, you know what?
I think he learned for Top Gun and then became a pilot afterwards. Does his own stunts, man. He flies his own plane. He has his own private jet that he flies.
Really?
He works for Area 51 part-time.
Yeah. He's best friends with Xena.
And this is where we get to, like, after this, there's talk about, like, I mean, this is where we get that Steven Spielberg stuff where they're talking, this is a close encounter, all this stuff. I mean, we're getting breakdowns left, right, and center, but essentially after that, we cut back into the Air Force One, and they're talking about nuking all of these, and it seems the big one is over Washington D.C. They're discussing nuking, and then the father comes in, and like I said earlier, pretty much lays it down for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Says, "Not in my America." President?
I think so. He's my vote.
Yeah.
Speaking of presidents, so this is also the first time that doubt really sets in for the president in this movie. He just sent millions of people to their death essentially by not evacuating quick enough. And that's the first time you really see just dread on his face and he realizes, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this job.
Yeah.
The first real bit of character growth in this movie.
Honestly, it's like, then, I mean, it's like that, the idea of, I think the thing that this movie does really well, and it shows, is that the president is a human being too.
Right.
It's really well done in that sense, where you're sitting with him and you really see him going through that. I mean, when the dad comes in and talks and pretty much lays it all out, I mean, this is when we learn that there actually is an Area 51, and they actually did get stuff from Roswell and stuff. I mean, and we're also going back to the LA timeline where we're catching up with everybody who is in like the rubbles of the city, and it's Will Smith's girlfriend and her son, and they're going through and picking people up. I mean, there's a guy in the back. I don't know if this is on purpose or if I'm just looking into it too much, but he reminds me, there's an episode of The Twilight Zone, and it's about the end of the world. And it's about a guy, he's a bookworm, and he reads during work, and he gets fired. And his biggest dream in life is nobody will bother him while he reads.
Yeah.
And he goes and sits in a vault during lunch at his work,
Yeah.
and a nuclear bomb hits, and it kills everybody.
Yeah.
And then he gets out, and he has these big glasses, and he goes, sits down at the library,
right?
looks down, and they smash. And this guy is dressed up just like him with the glasses. I was wondering, I don't know for sure if that's a nod to that, because it's an end of the world thing.
It very well could be.
And there's nukes and stuff, but I was like, in this movie, we're doing so many calls back to movies, especially about the end of the world and aliens and space and stuff. I didn't know. But, I mean, then we start going into the Area 51, which is where the second half of the hour starts to get all the characters together and really form this second half of the movie. Really.
When Will Smith punches E.T. in the face.
Yeah, all that good stuff. I mean, I don't know. We get there. Will Smith, after socking this alien in the dome, decides to walk with a parachute in the desert. In pants. Sweating. And then Randy Quaid drives and picks him up.
Yeah.
Like
there's a whole fleet of RVs coming towards him.
Yeah, this movie is so hard to get linear because it's like so much.
Yeah, there's so many jumps from.
there's also so much you can skip over. You're like, that's not part of the main story. Oh wait, hold on, no, this happens because of.
Yeah. So I feel like we're jumping all over the place, but if you've seen the movie, then you completely understand the problem that we have doing this linear. Right?
Absolutely.
Because then once he finally gets to Area 51, it's like, sorry sir, I can't let you in without credentials. Aliens. How's that for credentials? Yeah, put that gun down.
The look on this man's face when he sees that alien is exactly my face. When I go like that, oh, go,
Yeah.
get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly, fair enough.
it's man, like we get into Area 51. We start talking to the head scientist. Who he reminds me of the head scientist from who makes like the Oasis in Ready Player One.
I haven't seen that movie.
You guys seen Ready Player One?
No.
You know him. He's kind of like the main guy. He's like kind of like he talks like Garth a little bit from Wayne's World, but
Okay.
I mean he reminds me of that.
Oh, I know this. I know this. Yeah. I know the scientist you're talking about.
Yeah.
Got the long hair, like that guy.
Yeah,
Right?
and he's like
hippie dude, kind of.
he's like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know why, but the scientist reminded me a bit of John. I was like, this is a
I know
role
what
John
you
would
mean.
land when he's in his 60s.
I know what you mean. I thought the same thing. I mean, then we start getting into autopsies of aliens. And again, I stressed this in the Alien movie, and I will stress it here again.
Don't do it.
Get away from the alien, dude. What are you doing in there? Maybe it's COVID. I'm like, you don't even got a shield over
Alien
your
COVID.
face. You don't even got a shield on.
Yeah.
Like they're sitting there with masks, half-assed masks. I may say so myself, and we're just, oh yeah, cutting it open, everything. It's like, no. You got guys in there with freaking machine guns ready,
Yeah.
or like sawed-offs, and like we're sitting there. I don't know.
Well, fair enough.
I can't. I know it's a movie. We're having fun, right? This is a fun movie. But I mean, are you in that room?
No.
No.
I'm on like the other side.
I'm on the outside glass with the CIA guys who's got the guns.
I'm watching.
See? So you guys are there. I'm at home on YouTube watching this video 4 years after.
I'll live stream for you, yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're watching this video on YouTube 4 years after when they're saying all of this was a hoax.
Yeah.
Right? Like when there's like, there's no aliens in the sky, guys.
The world
Everybody
didn't
calm
blow
down.
up. It was a failed nuclear launch. It was Russia.
It was a weather phenomenon.
Fucking president had some baked beans. Talk about explosive. Oh,
Oh man. And I mean, everybody gets wrecked.
honestly.
Everybody gets obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get like, there's no vocal cords in these aliens. How do they talk? And then we finally find out, and it's by talking through people with the tentacles wrapped around, where he's like, "You will die."
Can we have peace? No.
Yeah.
We'll die.
It's like, okay.
It's like, okay, sick, bro. Like,
It's like, wow, you're a dick.
yeah. Like an ass hat.
But then you got Bill Pullman just going, is this glass bulletproof? No, it is not.
I mean, this Area 51 at the beginning when they walk in is very 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's what I was talking about. Like, but like this whole thing, it's so weird. It's like, it's Area 51. It's an autopsy room. You're not shelling out cash for a little bit of protective shield on your glass, dude. It's just regular glass. This is top secret stuff where you're getting unlimited funding, trillions of dollars. You're not getting bulletproof glass.
To be fair, no one's getting in an arm's reach of Area 51.
Yeah, but you're dealing with otherworld shit there. You know what I mean?
I don't think they expected to have a live alien to come through the door.
True. Yeah, they probably thought.
Because the ones they had there were all dead. They're like, they died upon 3 hours upon arrival and stuff like that.
But still, you think you would still have that in your mindset. Like, what happens if this one's... Like, you need a protocol. Like, protocol orange. And then, oh, aliens alive. Shit.
Well, the protocol was...
Aliens alive? Shit. I'm going to kill myself because I am locked in a bunker underneath the desert
Man,
with an alien.
you're not gonna go toe to toe with it. You're not gonna do the old fucking thunder lightning.
Toe to toe
Yeah.
with the floor running. I am running.
To the alien, punch in the face.
I don't care. You know
Like
what?
Superman punch, jump, and then boom.
Call me a chicken. Call me whatever.
What did the aliens or like decide they want a bottle? You can punt them.
Oh, I'm gonna do freaking Travis Walton. Just absolutely kick that thing in the dome.
Fair enough. Like I know what you mean by like, because yeah, you gotta. It's like sizing up an opponent. You gotta see if the alien is. If it's those aliens, yeah, like it's. I'll do what Will Smith did after he shot it down, like punch in the face and like a fuck you, like kind of thing. That, but if it's like stands up after being like cut open and shit, yeah, no, you know what, dude? You stay there. I'm gonna go over there, and you just, don't fucking touch me.
They pretty much annihilate that thing with bullets, and it still gets up.
Yeah.
That's when you know you got a problem.
That's what you get, fucking taco night. Spartan there. Nothing can live.
Lock the door.
Lock the door. No airflow, just. And then just let the alien breathe that in and then just die. Hopefully.
This is where we also get Will Smith stealing a helicopter to go pick up his girlfriend and the crew that she has picked up along the way in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
One question: how does he know that's where she is? How does he know that that's her? How does he know any of this?
There are a lot of plot holes in this movie.
Yeah.
One being, how was Will Smith not told that LA was destroyed, even though they were told to attack after they destroyed everything?
Mm-hmm.
He probably should have put two and two together. How is there a USB input on a fucking spaceship?
Spaceships, space music. You want to listen out to, Fred and the Tentacles.
What year did this come out? 93, 94?
96.
So 96, right? So we didn't have iPods yet.
No.
So maybe the aliens were like, their advanced technology, maybe they had iPods.
Maybe. And
before us, right?
Hear me out. Could be wrong. Little, far left. So the iPod thing. Maybe they came. Steve Jobs kidnapped one. They showed him the technology. That's how he made the iPod. Just saying.
I think
Conspiracy? I think so.
that is a solid answer to a lot of my questions.
Yeah.
Right? Because, they're always breaking because
This sounds
they need more aliens.
right to me.
Right? Apple, I'm on ya.
I noticed that a lot with this movie where it's like, okay, but how did you know that? How did you come to that conclusion when you weren't told that?
Yeah.
And it happens a lot with Jeff Goldblum in this movie too, where it's like, okay, but you're how?
But you do also see Jeff Goldblum going, oh, this is a spaceship? Cool, I'm going to open up my laptop, steal this info here, and he's getting as much info as he can whilst people are distracted doing other things as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, we have...
It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And then this is where we get... Everybody's now at Area 51 for the final half of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we see the first lady who was picked up by... I think her name's Vivian, but the girlfriend of Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And she is pretty much...
Dying.
Fit as a fiddle.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's dying.
No, yeah.
She looks perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, bye. Well,
And then, I mean, like, then we get into the 4th of July. I mean, then
Act 3.
Act 3. I mean,
Independence Day.
we see that Jeff Goldblum is getting absolutely obliterately hammered. And the dad is like talking to him and like, get off, he's hammered, he walks out, he stumbles out, he's all juiced up, and he falls down. And his dad comes over and he goes, hey, get up off the concrete floor, the cold, it's going to give you a cold. Bam, we get the idea to send a virus up into space.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool... it's a really cool way to write the idea coming.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, I
like,
get
wow,
the
that's
idea.
so inventive.
Yeah.
Dad's a hero.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
because that was when he said, "Dad, you're a genius," right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why did I do this?" It's like a virus. Like, ah.
Here's my question about Jeff Goldblum. How is it the quickest way to get over being hammered I've ever seen in my life? Like, you know what I mean? Is
Adrenaline.
he falls, but at the same time, you were
Like, he's
falling
hammered.
over, hammered, drinking hard liquor.
Yeah, you're not getting
You were drinking hard liquor, hammered, falling into trash cans.
I have 3 theories. First one being adrenaline. Once you have that sudden rush, alcohol's a depressant. Adrenaline's the exact opposite. Combine it together, it's going to cancel each other out.
Okay.
That's one. The second one is their Area 51. They've got some shots they can give you that will make you sober up because people are going to get wasted there 24/7 anyway.
Fair enough.
Number 3, because movie.
I think the third one.
Yeah.
Because, like, the adrenaline, usually when you're that hammered on liquor and adrenaline hits, it's usually because you want to punch something. Usually. For most guys, liquor makes them angry. The shots, though, are also very plausible, but I think it's just because of the movie.
Yeah.
And also just getting some wisdom from your Jewish father. Him just being like, get off the ground, you're going to catch a cold, and then just like, oh my God, Dad, you were right.
The power of Jehovah passed through the dad onto Jeff Goldblum.
Maybe. But yeah, then you get the virus, so go on, sorry. I know where you're going with. Sorry, I was just trying to, I don't know what I was going with.
The boy's got that virus.
We got the virus. Or he's drunk.
I mean, after this, we start to get into the everybody has the idea.
I think on the virus thing, I think he is still kind of drunk because when he's telling everyone about it, he puts everyone's lives in danger by forgetting shields are on. It'll reflect the bullets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So I think he's still got that.
Yeah, shoot that. Yeah, did say shoot? Yeah, shoot that.
It's like, what's my bad? I think he's a little inebriated because, again, from big picture guy to missing that fundamental step that can get someone killed.
Or you just like fuck it. Or he knows that there's a shield up, so he needs to prove his point. So maybe it's that. Or maybe he's like, fuck it. This is my one way to assassinate the president. Maybe, who knows?
This is for potentially sleeping with my wife, even though you most likely didn't.
Right? Maybe.
That's another subplot we didn't even talk about. Jeff Goldblum thinks his wife slept with the president, and that's why they're in a fight.
Dear God.
Yeah. But then the virus hits, and then shoot the can again. Boom. Hits it. What?
But you have a way to kill him.
Got away. Look, what kind of virus do you think he implemented, though? Like, just like fucking like, oh, you know what? LimeWire.
Influenza.
Oh, I was like LimeWire. That doesn't matter what fucking technology you have. You install LimeWire, you're done. Say goodbye to that technology forever.
So, we are at the big climax of the movie. One of the greatest speeches in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Pullman's Independence Day speech.
Yeah. It's one of the most quoted speeches, I think. One of them, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm pretty sure everybody knows the last 2 sentences of
Yeah.
it's one of those things that's like, if you watched a VHS tape at any point in your life, you've probably seen this movie's A, trailer, or B, snippets of it before. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, I mean, that's when we start hopping into fighter jets, and really this is where the whole finale of this movie goes down.
Yeah. Randy Quaid volunteers himself to be a pilot.
Mm-hmm. And we see like a ragtag crew of pilots.
Yeah.
Just like a bunch of like these old dudes. It's like
all crazy dudes. Like, all crazy Pete can't do it.
And then, we see these guys go off to war, and we see the marriage between Will Smith and his girlfriend. Finally, they get married, and the relationship between Jeff Goldblum and his ex-wife rekindles.
Yeah.
And everything's all fun and lovey-dovey.
Absolutely.
Because they might die tomorrow.
Yeah. And
that's pretty much it.
Because what happens next, right?
Honestly, I couldn't even help you. Credits. The big fight scene, pretty dope. They send the virus. Virus is, I forget what's the virus name?
I didn't write it down. I have no idea.
Because wasn't there a name for the virus? Didn't it have a name on screen? I thought.
I know it's like Skull and Crossbones going, kind of like
right?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And then just blows up, and then it's, oh my god.
And then, like, we're in here for a while, and it's like the whole fight, the world is working together to beat these aliens, and they upload it, and at first it's like...
Oh, I have a bone to pick with this, actually. This is 1996. People from England don't sound like they're from the 40s. I just want to put that out there. They do not fucking sound like that. Especially pilots. Alright, got it off my chest. Okay.
This is where we start to see that the whole world is now starting to work together. And now we are going off on this spaceship, and we are uploading the virus. We're there, and at first it's like, all right, we're going to do it. Bam. We got to close the shields, all that stuff. We're in. And then everybody's fighting outside, but now we are struggling to get out, and we are jammed. And Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith think they're going to die in there. So we have our victory cigar, our victory dance as we sit there.
And then
we break free.
Will Smith's like, I ain't here no fat lady. Puts it out.
Yeah.
Flies him out.
And this is like, I had two things here. Like, you hear Jeff Goldblum go, we must go faster, reference to Jurassic Park. And I'm also sitting here going, how the hell is this not a roller coaster? You know what I mean? Like one of those like VR roller coasters. I'm like, how the hell is that not?
Well, it's a Fox movie, so Disneyland can do it now.
Yeah, so why wouldn't
That'd be like kind of dope.
Like, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
You're in it, like, the cart's a spaceship.
Would it be in right? Like, would you be in the spaceship and then right before the virus gets before the detonation?
Yeah,
that'd be kind of.
So it'd be like, so you'd be like walking in. Here's my idea. Disneyland, please don't steal it. But or steal it.
And if you do, pay us.
Yeah,
pay him, not us.
Or let us go on first.
Yeah,
let's make a doc about it. Docu-series. No.
Yeah. But we don't be tester. We want to be like make sure it's safe.
So here's my idea. You are in the line. You're walking through Area 51.
Okay.
Right, and then you get onto this UFO-shaped cart.
Mm-hmm.
You then are driven into like the theater or whatever, but you're driven in, and then you fly in and you get docked into the spaceship. Then you are uploading the virus, and then the real ride kicks.
That'd be cool.
When you're on your way out and you're flying through, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And then you finally land back, and everybody at the end is like, yeah, thank you so much. Ha ha ha. Thank you. And then you arrive back at Area 50.
That would be kind of sick.
I've got something I want to add to that. So you go in your seats, casual, theme park, things. But first it slots you into Air Force Jet. You do the first opening, you do the firefight, then you go around, you do a little talk, like quick, standard dialogue, then you go into the ship.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
No, would it be like, no, if it was that, would it be two different rides in a sense? So would one ride be like, you're in the plane, and then when you get out, you walk through, and then you walk maybe into like the spaceship, and then that would be kind of sick.
Yeah. You have the option to leave if you want, but you can go straight through. But the only way to get to that second ride is you have to do the first one.
Yeah. So it turns like a 3-minute ride to a solid 10-minute ride. Yeah. I'm down.
That's freaking dope.
That'd be sick. And just thinking about now with the technology, what they could do.
That'd be so cool. And it'd have like animatronic, like you'd be walking through, and on this side is the glass. So you're walking through, and it's like the glass with the alien. And it like has everybody beating each other, like he's beating everybody up and stuff. Animatronics, let's go.
Oh, it just has the like tentacle wrapped around his neck. It's just a scientist there, and it's just speaking through the scientist.
Yeah,
you're all gonna die.
Right? You're like, fuck, you're gonna die.
That'd be pretty sick.
That is just a scarring image for any kid that goes on.
Oh, absolutely.
Let him do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, that'd be a dope ride.
Yeah.
I mean, we break out, we get out, everything's great. Randy Quaid drives up, hey boys, I'm back.
Because we forgot a massive subplot. He was allegedly abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like the crazy guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's
And then-
freaking so much shit in this movie.
And that's the movie.
So watch the movie. If you like aliens, you like Will Smith, like Randy Quaid.
It's well paced.
It
It
honestly
doesn't
is.
feel like it's 2.5 hours.
And we get all the good ending stuff. Everybody makes it out, and it's all a happy day.
Yeah, it's like what Ben Stiller says at the end of Dodgeball. American cinema always ends with a happy note.
Chicken.
From movie about aliens in Area 51, let's talk about actual Area 51.
All right.
All right. So, talking about Area 51, I did a little bit of research onto the beginnings of Area 51. So, Area 51, it was founded in the 1950s. As the USA, they were doing low-flying recon missions over the USSR, and there was a growing fear that they were going to get spotted and shot down. So Eisenhower then went off and he authorized a development of a top-secret, high-altitude recon aircraft, and it was titled Project Aquatone.
Okay.
They needed somewhere remote, somewhere like where an average citizen or they were really worried about spies too, getting in and seeing this stuff. And that's when in the summer of 55 you started seeing a lot of encounters of UFOs and stuff, just because the technology, like the US was testing the U-2 aircraft that summer, and it was something that was totally out of the world. It was out of that world aspects. Like, this thing was going up to 60,000 feet. And to give you a glimpse as to what that was in 1955, regular airplanes were going 10,000 feet. And military airplanes were going 40,000 feet.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that's so mind-boggling to people. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an advancement.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they were told that it was natural phenomenons in the weather and weather testing and stuff. So they were trying to hide it with that. I mean, they've tested a ton of stuff here. They tested the F-117A, or it's called the nickname is Nighthawk. They tested the Lockheed A-12 and the Northrop Tasset Blue. And the weird thing is, like, it's all scattered in pop culture. Everybody knows about Area 51.
Yeah.
And it's been all over everywhere. But the U.S. only acknowledged Area 51's existence in 2013.
Really?
Really?
The U.S. government only acknowledged it in 2013 because they declassified some of its documents.
Oh, wow. That seems really wow.
I didn't know that. I was doing some research. I'm like, holy
That
crap,
seems-
it's scattered everywhere in our, like,
Everyone knows about it.
everybody talks about it all the time.
That's fucked.
Like, I mean, Bob Lazar is coming out in, what, 89?
Yeah.
Like, the late 80s,
Late
going
80s,
into the
early
90s.
90s, yeah.
Like, if you guys really want to look into Area 51, go check out the Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. It's super fire. I truly believe that guy.
Fair enough.
It's stuff like that where it's like, it's really weird. Like, some people, they think the name of Area 51 comes from the fact that it's right by the nuclear testing sites that were there. So they think that's a portion of it. It's right by Groom Lake. So, I mean, there's been tons of stuff, like, you know, people seeing things and all that stuff. So I don't know for sure. I mean, some of the theories, let's get into them. The theories are that what they have found so Roswell happened, which I think we're talking about in the next ep,
next
right?
week,
We're talking about Roswell next ep. But ever since Roswell, they've had a crashed aircraft, which they touch on in this movie, and they are reverse engineering alien technology to create new tech for us. And that's what a lot of people say is the big boom in the 1950s and 60s with brand new technology out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They say that that's a lot of the... because of it. And then they also have, like, there's aliens that are in Area 51. They've done autopsies on dead ones. They have, like, a couple of the species there, and they're running tests on them, and they know things. And, I mean, you see the video with, like, Barack Obama when they asked if, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it creeps me out a little bit because he's like, I can't disclose that information. It's the first thing I asked, but I can't disclose. I'm like, God damn it! You know what I mean? But I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I definitely think they're. I think it's so many theories and so much. It's like I said, so like everyone knows about it. It's in pop culture. Like they can't not be fake. Like they're like absolutely. I think aliens exist, and I think they have them there. To the extent I don't know, but definitely there is some shady shit happening, especially when it's classified. When like, every president says like, "I wish I could tell you, but I can't," because it's like, why can't you? Just fucking say it. But you know, who knows what could happen? But just like I think for sure there's tests in there. I think part of it is military, the military base training, all that shit.
Right.
But then I think there's like that like sub level of actually it being legit, because it's just so guarded, and like because it's in like the middle of the desert, right? And
Yeah.
the guys who patrol like the grounds, who are not even remotely near it, those guys don't even know what's happening. Those are just paid like mercenaries in a sense, who just here's everything. Make sure no one crosses, and if they cross, you got two options: either you detain them and arrest them, or kill them if they get too far.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, what are they hiding? If they're willing to kill their own people, can't be military like fucking workouts, or can't be like military. Like might be. Who knows? It could be guns. It could be new tech. But I still think there's an alien. There's alien shit there. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I just remember my favorite line from this movie from the dad. They're like, "How do you get funding for this?" Oh, and he goes, "What do you think? A hammer costs $20,000? A toilet seats cost 10?" I'm like, God damn it, this guy has it all figured out, man.
He knows.
The U.S. government's worst fear is Jeff Goldblum's dad, who's just giving out all the secrets.
Oh, yeah.
But what do you think about it?
See, the alien stuff, again, I'm going to err on the side of skeptic. 100% it's a weapons testing ground.
Absolutely.
100% where they're testing new aircraft and stuff like that, possibly micronuclear weapons. I believe they have smallpox there, because there's 3 confirmed countries who are allowed to have microdoses of smallpox, and I believe that was Russia, England, and the US. I might be wrong on that, but that's what I remember.
That's horrifying.
The next type of warfare we're going to have is bio.
Yeah,
bio
yeah.
But no, I pulled up a picture, seeing if I still have it. It's me and my brother on the extraterrestrial highway on our way to Area 51.
Oh, did you actually?
That's so sick.
That's kind of sick. That's dope.
And then this is me, the little alien. I was pulling a My Name Is Earl with the eyes closed because I was a cool, nerdy little kid. And I think there's... So, near Area 51, they have this little cafe that you can go to.
Yeah.
And that's where people who work there go for drinks. We were sitting down, we were eating food. 2 guys rock up to the bar. Oh, you just finished work? Yeah, just come from the base. Drink.
Oh, I gotta go there. I want to talk to some guys.
They won't talk to you.
And I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Tough day on the job?
Not even that, they'll just ignore you.
Dick.
Like, it's so wild to me.
Because whilst...
That's cool.
I want to go
Whilst
Right?
there... You can also buy a shit ton of memorabilia.
Of course, right? It's, it's such a tourist
See, I've
trap.
got a UFO passport and all that.
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, like you go there for that reason, right? Not for like the sights.
But there are a couple of things I do want to touch on this place, because I was fucking terrified when I went. Because my dad and my uncle were kind of playing with me and my brother a bit. But so we go there, we're inside the little alien getting some food, which tasted horrible.
Of course.
But then you just feel we felt a shock wave hit the building. We legit felt a sonic boom hit.
That's fucked.
So my dad runs outside, sees nothing, he's like, fuck, I missed it, walks back in. We then go, because the way they say to get to Area 51 is just turn right when you see the black mailbox. So we drive up, see nothing, drive back, see nothing, drive up. There's a white mailbox there. They say it's a black mailbox, but it's just a white one, just to kind of throw some people off if they go and buy it. So we turn onto this dirt road, and we keep going down, and we're driving, driving.
Oh no!
And we don't see anything. We're like, how far does this road? Because we're expecting a gate saying, "Do not pass this point."
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
So we're driving down, and my dad stops. Like, just in case, don't want to go any further. We stop. We get his telescopic lens. We finally get to a certain point where we can see past the bridge, and we see a watchtower.
Okay.
So like, my dad's like, "All right, let's keep going." I'm like, "Dad, turn around. Let's turn around." Like, no, let's keep on going. We haven't seen the thing yet.
I'll be shitting a brick.
So we keep driving down, and then I just see my dad ease off the gas and just slowly put the brakes on. He's like, "Why are you stopping?" When people like think of Area 51 and Army research or like top secret stuff, they think black SUVs. It's grey pickup trucks here,
Yeah.
and we see a grey pickup truck perched up on a little hill here. I'm like, do we go back? And then my dad, it was like my dad and my uncle, being the jokes of the yard, go, "Okay, let's go back." Floors it going forward. It's like, Dad, turn around. Me and my brother were freaking out, like, turn around. He goes, "Fine." Turn around, start heading back the other way. I almost shit myself.
Oh, man. There would have been a log in my path. That's fucking terrifying.
So, there was almost an alien raid. You almost invented it, dude.
Yeah.
You could have started the Facebook. That's insane.
Honestly.
But then we started just driving back, and this is like 20 seconds after we decided to turn back around. This other car zooms right on in because we're gonna get shot. We ain't following them. No, that was it. It wasn't that when my dad just floored it. It was when he saw the other guys flooring it down. Goes, "Oh, let's follow them, see if they get shot." Follows them,
Good shot. Yeah, that's great.
Goes, if they get shot, we turn around.
I wonder what happened to those guys.
I had no idea.
Hey, you
We
know,
just turned back, went back to Vegas, and enjoyed
I
the sun.
would have waited and see if they would have came back or if they would have not. Then okay, they're dead.
that's freaking terrifying.
Honestly,
But
it's kind of because I want to do that.
I wish I was sick enough to do that.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Because that's me. That's for me. Like, they can't see it, but like usually there's like the fence where it's like you can't cross that point. You're like, fuck you.
But as soon as you cross that fence, they will come up to you.
They will.
Because there's plenty of videos of people on YouTube just doing it. They
Oh,
cross the
then they-
fence, and then truck pulls right up, goes, "What are you doing? Leave."
But again,
Or they arrest you right there on the...
Okay, you know what? I wouldn't. Then I'll be like, I'm still on ground. My hands there, and I get shot out. Be fucking.
But yeah, seeing the
just
watchtower
wanna
and then
rock.
seeing the truck.
I want to rock
Would you want to rock
from just the
from
Area
the
51 side, and I can sit there and go,
I don't
I think there's some
people-
space rock right here. Do they sell space rocks at Little
I
Alien?
think they did.
They have to.
They have to, and the little kids are getting the bags, and then
Absolutely, because like
Because
you
I know
know,
they
like
had like these
especially,
t-shirts.
like
with,
especially like if workers go to that place, you know, like the chef's like, hey, Paul, when you come back, bring some rocks, and it's like okay, and then he just goes and then picks up some pebbles, and here you go.
I'm gonna check Kijiji tonight.
Oh, no. Another funny story about the restaurant though. I played it safe. I got the burger. Can't fuck up a burger. My uncle got the pancakes, and they were just so thick and dry.
The pancakes, the burger.
The pancakes.
Oh, that's the worst.
Like, he just been-
pancake, it sucks.
He like bit into it, and he goes around and goes, "Hey Jake, do you want some pancakes? I'm full." He passes it over. Brother digs in. Oh, yeah, they're really filling. Passes it back. The chef comes out and goes, "Oh, you the chef?" It's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, so you're the one who has to blame about the fucking food." It's like, "Yeah, that's me." He looked like a guy in his teens, like
Oh, okay.
something like that. But
Kind of there for like probably like a summer job kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Like, yeah, like they're like, I don't know. Like, what do you think
Personally,
personally? Yeah.
I think for me personally, I think Area 51. It's too mainstream now. I think personally that happened. Roswell did happen, in my opinion. It did. It happened. They have the technology, all that stuff. They say that the government is about 50 years ahead of what we know as a human, as like the normal
Human race,
citizens.
kind of. Yeah, normal citizens. Yeah.
So, I think that happened, but I think since the big boom of Area 51, once you started getting into the X-Files, going and running in and doing all that stuff, once pop culture got it, I don't know if they moved to a more secretive location or if it's hiding in plain sight. Because I believe what you said, it's definitely a weapons testing site.
Yeah.
It is. It has been since 1945 and World War II. It was like where you go to shoot guns. Like, I mean, this place has been in the military for years.
I will say this, though. When you're flying towards Vegas and you pass over Area 51, there is another aircraft that blocks view.
Really?
Yeah. Because my sister was just, like, looking out the window and there's this, like, red aircraft or something just gliding along past it, and that's roughly where it would be.
Wow. Like, I
Go to
know
Vegas.
I was looking into it, and at the Vegas airport, there's unmarked small passenger planes. That's people going to work at Area 51.
Now, how do you get a job at Area 51?
They say that they get the youngest, so Bob Lazar, the youngest, smartest minds. You go through school, like I don't know, I want to say he graduated MIT or something like that. He was a very intelligent guy making rocket-powered cars and shit. And they go talk to you and say, hey, we want you to work for this company. And then all of a sudden you hop on a bus and you're going out to the middle of the desert. And you're sitting there going, okay, how does that shit work? And then that's your job. You're working on one piece. So even the guys who work at Area 51, you work on that piece.
Oh, so they don't know what that piece.
And I work on this piece.
And they don't know what those two other pieces are?
Yeah, so you don't know what my piece is. I don't know what your piece is. I don't know what your...
Because that's how they made the atomic bomb, wasn't it? It was like all different parts saying, hey, we're doing this.
That's fucked.
So nobody knows for sure what's happening. But Bob Lazar, to me, he's the most believable in this sense. Because his story hasn't changed since the day he came out with it. Like, it hasn't changed. He can go into full depths with how even the element 115 is cut. And how it bends light. And how, you know, it warps time. It's like a bowling ball on beds. Like, honestly, if you're super into aliens and if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out because
that's crazy.
It's really good watch.
What's it called?
It's called Bob Lazar. Here, let me search it up. It's on my Netflix history.
Because I might watch that because that actually seems kind of fucking interesting.
It's such a deep dive, and like he gets raided by the FBI monthly.
Oh, does he?
Because it's a rumor that he has element 115. And he came out about element 115 before it was even considered an element.
Oh, wow.
And everybody laughed him off until it became a real thing. Joe Rogan had him on his podcast, too.
Okay.
It was really cool. Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. I mean, it's an hour and 36 minutes.
It's not as one episode, or...
Yeah, it's just like a...
Okay, they got a mini doc, like a mini doc?
Yeah, so... the guy who is the director of the documentary, he does a bunch of stuff like history, like, you know, ancient aliens and stuff like that. But, like, I mean, for me, I totally believe in aliens. I think if you don't think there's another you're species in the universe,
you're
then
crazy.
I think it's the most selfish thing to think that
we're the only ones
in the universe that is ever expanding.
Oh, absolutely, right? Especially, like, just seeing the pictures of space and, like, how, like, when they zoom out of how big space is and how many galaxies, like, you are selfish if you're thinking that we matter. It's like, no, there are probably colonies, civilizations much bigger, much more advanced, who probably look at us and say, yeah, those guys are, like, we're the prime, we are fucking the cavemen to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Or even look at it this way. If there's one amoeba swimming in a puddle on a rock floating somewhere, that's an alien. That's a living species that we don't know about yet.
Did you drink from the wrong one?
Yep.
That's right.
There's nothing in there anyway, so I was like,
oh, okay.
I got COVID if...
Cigarette butts. Oh!
Cigarette butts with, like, some chew spit.
Oh!
On that note, let's finish this episode of Cats with Tin Hats, where we talked about Independence Day in Area 51. This has been Oliver.
What?
And Tucker.
See you next week.
Hey, champ. I know things are changing, but if you want a little bit of normalcy, you should click up here. Watch a couple more videos. Or subscribe to make sure that you can see more. Also, check out our social media in the description. And leave a comment if you want to talk. We're always here to talk. See you next time.